Welcome to the Beyond Social Media Show, the podcast for marketing, advertising, public relations, and communications professionals. We're recording live on YouTube on August 28, 2016. Some of our topics this week include Uber breathalyzers, POTUS in VR, welcome to the fourth grade, Google's pop-up punishment, Vogue's Photoshop fiasco, What's Up Privacy's, What's up? What app? WhatsApp. Oh my God.
What's up with WhatsApp?
What's up with WhatsApp? Exactly. WhatsApp's privacy reversal. Transgender Ken, a canine mayor, and much, much more. We started off with the worst every week. BL, what was the worst story?
I would definitely have to say that the Vogue Brazil Paralympic promotion is one of the worst things ever. What they did was they took two able-bodied models and they photoshopped them to make them look like amputees, and they had them under the headline, "We are all Paralympians." Well, of course, we're not all Paralympians. And the thing is, the two Paralympian actual athletes, Bruna Alexandre, who is a Paralympic table tennis player, and the sitting volleyball player Renato Lete were both there. Alexandre had her right arm amputated at the age of 3 months, and Lete has a prosthetic leg. And they are the ambassadors for the Brazilian Paralympic Committee, and they were right there at the photo shoot expecting to be in it, ready and able to be in it. So go figure. I mean, that's pretty horrible.
Wow. I was going to say, well, I guess it saves them the effort of actually trying to find Olympians that are, Paralympians.
No, they were there.
But they had already found them. Oh, my God.
They're their ambassadors. I mean, how stupid.
I don't even get it. That just stuns me. So apropos of no transition at all, but Google is it's on its punishment rampage again. This is from The Verge. Jake Casternakes is the writer. So Google believes websites that use pop-up ads and interstitials are worse for search results in mobile. That's a legitimate argument to make, but because they believe that they are planning on ranking websites that use pop-ups or interstitials lower in mobile search results because of it. So Google's targeting overlays that gray out the content beneath them to prevent you from reading a website. It doesn't matter whether they load immediately or after the page is opened, or whether they appear after you're scrolling a certain distance. Google is also likely to count ads that create the effect of a pop-up without actually being technically a pop-up, but basically take up most of the page after the site is loaded as a pop-up. Not all pop-ups or overlays will be counted. Those that meet like legal requirements, like verifying someone's age, are still okay, as are small banners at the top of a screen that use, in Google's parlance, not all defined formula, a reasonable amount of screen space. So whatever that is, according to Google. But isn't it website owners who should decide whether they should use pop-ups or not, and whether it works for their audiences? It sounds like everybody's saying this is for ads, but Google doesn't specifically say whether it's for ads or not. So it could be just all pop-ups, or if you're using pop-ups to solicit newsletter subscriptions, that likely, I would imagine, apply. The reason people use those is that they work. I mean, they actually do work. So it's taking another tool out of the conversion toolbox for marketers. And I wonder whether that's just another ploy for Google to sell more ads. This will take effect January 10. So, I mean, to be safe, basically turn off pop-ups if you're using them for mobile users. There you go. Google's at it again.
Talking about reversing what you said. I mean, Google can't explain anything clearly. Yep. Unfortunately, that's just not in their tool shed. And Facebook reverses what it says too. And what's up with WhatsApp is that WhatsApp is now going to share phone numbers and other user data with its parent company, Facebook. Of course, that's another money-making strategy, but unfortunately it strays from the little promise that nothing was going to change when they were acquired by Facebook. So you have 30 days to opt out, and the instructions on how to do that are in the blog post that will be on our BeyondSocialMediaShow.com website after the show. And, you know, why are they doing that? Because Facebook has been unsuccessful getting its billion-plus users to include their mobile phone number in their profile. And all you need to start WhatsApp is your phone number. So, of course, this was going to happen. The question is it also going to happen in Facebook-owned Oculus Rift and Instagram? And they now sit on a blog post. And, you know, WhatsApp has a 7,000-word plus privacy policy. And how many people really read that? You know, very few. So, you know, it's when the Federal Trade Commission cleared Facebook's $19 million acquisition of WhatsApp a couple of years ago, both companies were required to give this 30-day notice of changes in their privacy settings. So that's the only reason you really have the notice. And if you want to opt out of having your information and your friends' information shared, then you need to go to the link we'll provide.
Yeah, well, there you go. Not surprising at all to me, I think.
Yeah.
So the Kardashians are in the news again.
As
when are they not in the
usual.
news, I suppose? This is from a Hollywood Reporter article by Tobias Burns. They're in the news because they appear to be scofflaws. Kim, Kylie, Khloe, Kendall, Kourtney Kardashian were put on alert last week. Man, I'm having trouble talking today. By a consumer watchdog group called the Truth in Advertising for failing to disclose relationships with the companies being promoted in their social media posts, which is required by federal law. The organization sent a letter to the Kardashians, which we'll link to in our blog post after the show, and their sponsors, threatening to file a complaint with the FTC unless more than 100 allegedly deceptive photos are removed from the family's various Instagram accounts. And if you look at them, some of the examples the organization provided, there's no disclosure. Clearly looks like product-based placement in the posts. Several of the photos in question cited in the have been removed from the Kardashians' account. So there's that. You should always disclose fiduciary relationships you have in your social posts. That's just standard operating procedure. It is on the brands to tell the people that the influencers that they're working with to disclose that relationship. So whether or not they did that, we don't know. But I mean, somebody like the Kardashians who are selling their brand, they should know that.
Well, speaking of Kardashians, there was a big brouhaha this week over a transgender Ken doll from a bakery in Northern California, and they made this Ken doll cake, which was a Ken doll in a dress. It was a beautiful cake, and they put it on their Facebook page, where it generated almost 4,000 reactions and 1,200 shares and 600 comments, and there have been 27,000 tweets about it, and almost 5,000 shares, according to Buffer. And one of their customers said, "I will never call you for a cake again, and I'm throwing your cards in the garbage." And another said, "You can dress up a plastic doll, but sorry to burst your bubble, a person's DNA determines their sex." Well, the owner of the bakery said, "Gee, we thought it was a pretty cake. You know, I'm kind of surprised." And then the tide changed, and for every negative comment or email or text message, there were at least 30 or 45 more saying, "We support you." And they came from as far away as New Zealand and Canada, and ultimately, support came from all over the world. So take that, nasty people.
Are we done with the
Yeah, now we're on to good news.
We're on to good news. Good. Well, another thing that went viral this past week was a video that a Skokie, Illinois student teacher put together. It's basically a video trailer for his 4th grade class of new students, and the video is called "Welcome to 4th Grade." It's a very, very cute video. I got to give a hat tip to my friend Holly, who pointed out to me, by the way. A very cute video of this teacher, Dwayne Reed, who said he's more excited than nervous about starting last Thursday, as a fourth grade teacher for the fall semester at Stenson Elementary School in Skokie. He made a rap music video. It was very cute, welcoming his kids to the fourth grade. The lyrics in part read, "Hello, I'm your teacher. My name's Mr. Reed, and it's very nice to meet you. I'm from Chicago. I love eating pizza. I dress to impress, but I still rock sneakers. It's my first year of teaching, so it's all really exciting. I got some ideas, and I'd really like to try making them into songs to remember what you hear. We'll be learning so much by the end of the year," he says in the video. The school helped him film it. He went to his principal to ask for permission. They thought it was a wonderful idea. It's had an overwhelming response. The chorus is, "Welcome to the fourth grade. So happy to meet you. Can't wait till I see you. We're going to have a good time." But what better way to get kids all excited about going to school and meeting their cool new teacher, obviously. He sent a link to the video to the students' parents so that they could show their kids, and the students' parents were absolutely floored by it. They started sharing it around as well. It has gotten, I actually X'd out the previous number that I had from the day before. The day before it had 570,000 YouTube views. Now it has 677,000 YouTube views. It had 11,000 likes. Now it has 12,800 likes as of this time today. He said, what I would want to come across is the person is going to be leading you this this semester, so pumped about serving you, Reed said in this article. We can have fun, we can joke around, we can be hardworking as well, but he sounds like he'd be a fantastic teacher. He's on Twitter. He's asking for donations of books and supplies to his kids, so you can find him at Teach Mr. Reed. We'll have a link in the show notes, but you got to see the video. It's a great video.
He is adorable.
Isn't he?
He really is.
Yeah.
Back in 2014, there was a teacher that I ended up teaching him how to use Hangouts, and his name was Jim Detweiler. And he and another one of the teachers made a snow day video, which they sang to. I can't remember what song right now. It had millions, almost 5 million views, and they were flabbergasted when that happened. That's what they always did. They always, had fun and made songs and did all that stuff. And then somebody said, "You really should put that on Facebook," and it went viral on Facebook. And then the reporters started calling, which will surely happen to this guy.
Right.
But speaking of kids, I came across the most adorable kid this week. His name is Aiden, and he goes by WhizKid Science, and he has a channel on YouTube. And it's for science experiments for kids by kids. And he's in Canada, and he also has 2 other YouTube channels, WhizKid Math and WhizKid Play channels. Every Saturday, he has videos to all 3 channels. And on his on the Science channel says, "I started making videos when I was 8, and now I'm 11. I love making videos because they're fun, and I'm saving money for college. I have a younger brother and a new baby sister. She hasn't been in a video yet, but maybe one day she'll be doing experiments with us too." His experiments include things like how to make chocolate slime, how to make elephant toothpaste, how to make a biomechanical hand. He really has that. I love this kid. He's on Twitter. He's on Instagram. His top video, which was how to make slime, has more than 2 million views. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What were you doing when you were 11?
Exactly. The Whiz Kid should collaborate with Mr. Reed. They'd
have great fun. Yeah,
exactly.
And the videos are good. I mean, it's not like they're amateur looking videos, because they're not.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, video, again, another video story. Video is about to get social on YouTube, it appears. This is from a VentureBeat article by Harrison Weber. So YouTube is working on a feature, according to Harrison Weber's reporting, internally called Backstage, where users can share photos, polls, links, text posts, and other videos with their subscribers. It's akin to a Facebook timeline or a Twitter profile. So clearly a social media feed type of dynamic they're trying to incorporate into YouTube videos. It will live alongside the home and video tabs within individual YouTube channels. The post shared to Backstage will appear in reverse chronological order. It will appear in subscribers' feeds and notifications, and that will obviously make them highly visible to fans. Will eventually enable users to share both traditional YouTube videos and Backstage-only videos, so that possibly creates the opportunity for more intimate video sharing between YouTubers and fans. And YouTube hopes to eventually allow subscribers to reply to posts in myriad ways with photos, videos, other types of comments. This feature YouTube is calling Rich Replies internally. Backstage is expected to launch by the end of the year, possibly this fall on mobile and desktop, initially with select YouTube accounts with limited features. So hopefully that comes to fruition. That I think would be a great addition to YouTube.
And guess what that sounds like? That sounds like Google Plus on YouTube. Those are all the features that were on Google
Plus on YouTube.
It's the same. Hangouts are on YouTube, and now they're adding social things to it. I mean, you know, they'll change it.
If you're focusing it around the video rather than trying to create your own social network, I think they'll have much more success by adding social commentary to videos rather than trying to build your own. I mean, clearly they can't build their own social network.
They will muck up the explanation so that people don't.
That's probably true.
So I just had a message, thank you so much, RCN, that said my network is having connectivity problems. I have had 6 RCN people in my house in the last 10 days, and they can't freaking fix my connection. They all tell me they're going to do it, and none of them can. Hello, Verizon, we'll be switching. Okay, so hopefully you'll hear this. This is really clever. Uber is handing out breathalyzer cards that you can lick to see if you're too drunk to drive at a bar called the Alibi Bar in Russia. And it turns into, these business cards that they hand out turn into a blood alcohol test. And you can find out if you're too drunk to drive or you should call Uber. The tests are pretty accurate, but as Gabrielle Beltran observed, then again, anyone who needs to drool on a piece of paper to see how responsibly they've been drinking should just call a cab anyway.
Very clever idea, though. Very clever
brilliant.
idea. I was wondering how you would be able to verify. I mean, I guess you could do your own test and verify whether they're accurate or not.
Yeah, well, I mean, there've been a lot of experiments with, you know, apps that are on your phone and devices that you can buy for $1,000. And there've been bars that wouldn't let you out till you took a breathalyzer test. But this is really very clever.
Right. It's
simple.
How do you test? How do you verify that your blood alcohol level is exactly? If you just take a drink, like a shot, and you've got alcohol in your tongue, and you lick the thing, clearly it's gonna, you know, I don't know.
That's going to bring business to Uber, isn't that the point?
It's a clever idea for that. Yeah, I just wonder how accurate it is. Anyway, Twitter's got a new thing that they're trying out here. This is from a Digital Trends article by Saqib Shah. So Twitter direct messaging is going portable. The social network is adding a new message button to its set of publishing tools that you can add to your external site. So you can add a feature, basically the direct messaging functionality to your website, so people can DM you directly from your website. Very smart move, I think, by Twitter. Extends the customer service utility of Twitter, and just getting more people interacting is always a good thing. So good for them.
Yeah, I can't wait to get pitched by PR people that way.
That is also, speaking as a PR person, a good reason for them to do that.
Okay, so I want to know how close you live to this town in what is the name of the town in Minnesota, where Cormorant, Minnesota, where the dog named Duke, who's a Great Pyrenees, who's 7 years old, he was elected mayor for the third term, and he is making America Great Pyrenees again. But apparently there are 1,000 people live there, and it's surrounded by lakes. It's 180 miles from Minneapolis, and they paid $1 to vote for him at the annual Cormorant Days Festival. He got 75% of the vote, and he got like 5 hours of grooming, and his salary is a year's supply of free dog food from Tuffy's pet food store in the nearby village of Pyram. And somebody who voted for him said, I'm going to back the dog 100%. He's a sportsman and he likes to hunt. He'll really protect the town. You know, he has a Facebook page. He has videos. I'm in love with this dog. I'm thinking of moving to Cormorant.
So you would be probably about 160 miles away, I think, I'm guessing.
It's a great idea. I mean, I would vote for a dog for president at this point. They would probably do a great job.
So any other good stuff? Are we on to
new stuff? You know, I'm already missing President Obama, and he did something just absolutely so completely cool. This is from a Wired story by Angela Watercutter. I love her name. And he is appearing in a 10-minute virtual reality experience created by Felix and Paul Studios, Oculus, and National Geographic, and it is to commemorate the 100th anniversary of our national parks. And, you know, in kind of a twist, they're trying to get people to take off their virtual reality goggles and go outside. But you're seeing with the first family, you get to go to the national parks and you get to hear President Obama taking you around and showing you why they're such a treasure. It's what a treat.
A lot of media first for this president. There's another one.
Yeah, well, you know, that's because he's the coolest president we've ever had.
Well, it also has something to do with the pace of change in media, but yes.
Well, of course it does. Of course it does. Yeah, I would agree with that. So that brings us to shiny objects.
It does indeed. So Facebook has a feature you can look at that I don't think many people are aware of called Facebook ad preferences. And if you go to facebook.com/ads/preferences, you can see how Facebook thinks of you. This is based on all your behavior on Facebook, the things that you like. And basically, if you dig through it, you can see why the ads that are being targeted at you on Facebook are being targeted at you on Facebook. It even has political preferences. So if you dig down deep enough, you can find out whether Facebook considers you a Democrat, a Republican, a liberal, a conservative, whatever. But it's a fascinating look and give you a glimpse into why Facebook advertising is so effective, because they have actually so much information about its individual users to slice and dice and offer for advertisers to target people with.
Read some of your stuff. I don't know. But anyway, I have an app, speaking of Facebook, an app called Alively, and it comes from the guy who, Vadim Lavrusik, who is the co-creator of Facebook Live, and it's a new iOS app, and it allows you to very easily capture and share everyday moments privately with the friends who are in your phone contacts. You can do it from live or recorded video. It's not a live screen, it's an HD video, and there's a 10 to 30 second delay, so you get super high quality, and you can watch it in the app or on the mobile web. And to fund his dream for Alively, he got $800,000 in seed funding, figuring he's a pretty good bet, you know, from some top early stage investors, Greylock and SV Angel. That's pretty cool.
Very cool. Very cool. So I am playing around with emojis. Yeah, I know. Late to the emoji party, but I've been using testing them a little bit in subject lines for emails and stuff like that. But I found a is probably not new to some people, but I thought I'd mention it. Emojipedia is a website, an index, basically a comprehensive index of emojis, where you can go and find what you search for, the type of emoji you want to use, and click on that emoji and copy and paste the code you need to use the emoji in your text messages or in your subject line of your emails or whatever. But it's very handy. So emojipedia.org.
That's cool.
Yep.
So technology has not been kind to me lately, and between RCN and my computer. But this past week, I managed to get a virus on my MacBook Pro, and took Apple and me almost 2 hours to get rid of it because it had literally permeated my entire system. And that's when I learned that Apple, of course, they don't tell you this until you're in this situation. They recommend, neither one of us can talk today. They recommend an app called MalwareBytes, and it's an anti-malware app, and they suggest you run it once a month, or if your computer ever slows down or starts acting weirdly. And what it does is it scans your whole system and it finds malware, and then it gives you the option in about 1 second to eliminate it all. However, in this case, that wasn't all. We had to go into many other layers of the computer. So the bottom line is I know better, but I clicked on a link to update Flash, and it was the Adobe logo. Instead of going to the Adobe site, I clicked on that link, and boom, I had a virus.
Is it just for Apple iOS, or is it for Windows as well?
That particular ad is for Apple. I mean, that particular malware is for Apple.
Okay. All right.
I mean, malware get rid of thing, you know, the app. Okay, let's try to keep talking. So projects. This week, me and Benny got featured in a post about what 12 pet bloggers feed their dogs. We'll put the link in there in case you have a dog and you want to know what some foods are that seem to be working for a lot of people. I had to go through so many kinds of food and so many different proteins before I found something that my dog could eat happily and thrive.
Well, very good. So you've heard of Blue Apron, where you subscribe and they send you all kinds
Sure.
of food. Do you do that for Benny?
I don't do that for Benny, but oh my God, I change his food a lot, and I give him a lot of people food. And the freaking cat, I mean, I finally find something that my 16-year-old cat will eat. I buy a case of it, and then he will never eat it again. So Benny eats whatever I give him, and if you count the time to put it in the bowl, that takes about 30 seconds.
Very good. Very good. So I'll look for that. Daily numbers. Let's wrap this up. U.S. religious affiliation. This is from American Values Atlas data from 2014. So a little, 2 years out of date, but not necessarily out of date. It's illuminating the data that is here. So this is by age. The categories are white Christian, non-white Christian, other religion, unaffiliated, don't know, refused. I'm just going to cite.
I like the don't know category.
Yeah, exactly. I will put we'll put the chart in the blog post, but I'm just going to cite two numbers here: 65-year-olds, 65-plus-year-olds. The percentage of unaffiliated is 11%. The percentage of white Christian is 67%. 18 to 29-year-olds, by contrast, the percentage of white Christians is 29%, and the percentage of unaffiliated is 34%. So a third, I'm sorry, of millennials basically are unaffiliated. When you consider the vast change in percentages between the generations, and you think about the culture wars that have been raging for the past 2 decades, 3 decades or so, this explains a lot of it. So.
What an interesting bunch of stats.
Yeah.
Just in case RCN is still going to screw up my connectivity. Why don't you take us out, Dave?
Okay. Thanks for watching episode 155 of the Beyond Social Media Show. We'll have links to everything we talked about and videos and everything that we talked about at the beyondsocialmediashow.com/155. That's where that's where you find the post. Let us know what you think by leaving us a review. You can do that at beyondsocialmediashow.com/love and find links to all the places, your favorite place, to leave us a review there. My name is David Erickson. You can find me at D Erickson on Twitter. My blog is E-Strategy Blog. I also blog for my agency's blog, creativepr.com/blog. BL you can find on Twitter at What's Next. Her blog is what'snextblog.com. She also writes for Ad Age, and you can hire her at Maximum Plus for online events and online video. And you can find the show at beyondsocialmediashow.com. We're on Twitter at BS Media Show. Subscribe to our newsletter at beyondsocialmediashow.com/newsletter. And until next week, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week. See you then.